Hello, this is Brian Tatler from Diamond Head, and you're listening to Honest Brutality.
Hello, everyone. This is Evil with Honest Brutality and Rock Rage Radio, and I have a very distinguished guest today. I am excited to bring you Mr. Brian Tatler of Diamond Head. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Well, without trying to fanboy too much, sir, it is a great honor to speak with someone that has been such an influence on the modern metal and rock world.
Thank you. Nice of you to say so.
Well, that being considered, most people are fairly aware of the fact of the influence that Diamond Head and your guitar playing have had on the metal world. What are your thoughts on the modern music scene and the modern metal?
Wow, there's just so many bands nowadays. It's hard to keep track. I mean, whenever we're touring, we seem to see like maybe 4 or 5 support bands a night, and there's just so many bands. I don't know, really. I try and listen to new bands. There's a few I like. It all seems to just get faster, darker, heavier, doesn't it? As rock and metal evolves, and has been for the past 40 years, really. When I started, the heaviest band was, of course, Black Sabbath, and I wanted to do something a bit like that. And then I think you try and out heavy and make it faster, make it more aggressive. So on it goes.
Right. Well, and you definitely were one of the forefathers of making music that was faster, for certain. That was something that you were definitely known for in that time.
Yeah, I mean, the 70s bands came up with that, that style of riffing and all that. And then I think we took some of the energy from the punk rock explosion that happened in 1977 in the UK. So that was, part of where we got our energy and excitement from. It was a case of you've got to go and play, a local gig or something, and no one knows any of your material, so you just
right.
Try and get the crowd excited by playing. We soon realized that fast songs work well live. And again, we'd have listened to things like Judas Priest and probably tried to write something faster than something Judas Priest had written,
Right.
It was a bit of a progression, if possible, and outdo the other bands.
After all of these years of writing such prolific riffs, I mean, you write these amazing guitar riffs, and the current album, the new self-titled album, is no exception there.
Thank you.
I love that album. Where do you draw inspiration to continue to be so creative?
I don't really know. I suppose it's just as you listen to things, they must go in. They go into my brain, and I rearrange them while I'm asleep, and they come out in a different form the next morning, I think. A lot of times I find things by accident, and I think I'm probably just good at spotting the potential in even, an accident. So I'll probably play the guitar every day, and during the practice, I may just come across a riff, so I instantly tape it, and then I'll review the tapes at some point, and if there's, say, 50 guitar riffs on there, ideas, I will just select the best 1 or 2 and work on that. And songs nearly always start with one guitar riff. Right. And just evolve, and I, add to them, and they get expanded into 7-minute epics occasionally.
Well, since you bring that up, at one point you had said you had no interest in writing new material or recording new material necessarily until you had added Rasmus on vocals to the band. And I'm curious, yep. Do you see that continuing and plan on returning to the studio to do some more writing and recording?
Yes, absolutely. We're planning it at the moment. We began writing for the next album in January. So
very good.
That's ongoing. So the past 5 months we've been putting ideas together, and we hope to, start rehearsals next month, and we'll get it done this year. But yeah, there was a period where the last singer emigrated, and the only way we could have written songs really would have been sending files over the net, and I'm not particularly good at that, and neither was he.
Right.
And I kind of lost interest in a while for writing material or new songs, and so what happened was, once Raz joined. Raz lives in the UK, so we were able to get together a lot easier, of course. And I thought, well, we should at least try. You've got a new singer, fresh ideas, fresh blood into the band. And I thought, well, we should at least try and write some songs. And so that's what we did. And after a while, it became obvious that it was definitely going to work. But of course, I stockpiled a load of material from 2008 onwards. So we had plenty to choose from. So it wasn't a bad thing.
Well, the new album is a really good offering. I've really enjoyed it myself. The self-titled album, Diamond Head. And it seems to be a return to the roots of what Diamond Head was in its inception, in my opinion. How are people reacting to it? How are the audiences seeming to react to it well? Are you enjoying the reaction that you're getting?
Definitely. First of all, we sent it out to the press, and the press all picked up on it and thought it was a, kind of return to form, and harks back to the early albums like To the Nations, Borrowed Time, etc. And that's something we kind of hoped would happen, but it wasn't exactly planned. It kind of just evolved that way. I think once Raz joined, he kind of realized that there's something about Diamond Head. There's a style there that could continue, that should continue, And so that's how it worked, really. We kind of wrote songs that sounded like Diamond Head and rejected, some ideas that just didn't sound like Diamond Head. And it makes perfect sense to make that kind of album. And I think also Raz coming in, there's no way he wanted to change too much the formula, the style. And so that's what we did, and we had no idea if everybody'd like it, and we were pleasantly surprised by the reaction.
Yeah, he's a stellar vocalist, and he's outstanding with his range and his ability to keep, like you said, that style sort of hanging on to certain things and letting other things drag out. I've really enjoyed the tracks. Shout at the Devil, I think, is a wonderful track. And the one that kind of caught me by surprise was All the Reasons You Live. I don't know what it is about that song, but there's a certain groove that it just hits and keeps on running, and I love it.
I agree. That's one of my favorite tracks. It's got a fat groove. And once I heard Raz's vocal for that, I just thought, this is going to be great. But he's done great work on this album. It's definitely brought a fresh energy and some new ideas to the band. He is an outstanding singer. You're right.
Well, he is. And I know that you guys are doing a whole lot of touring right now on the U.S. soil, which is something you hadn't done a whole lot of historically.
No, I don't know. It's just that's the way it's gone. In the past 5 years, we've been over 4 or 5 times, and we're coming over again in August. So, we seem to be hitting the U.S.
As much as you've done this over all of these years, is there a profound difference in the American audience versus the European audience?
I wouldn't say a profound difference. At most, audiences seem to be people who maybe saw the band years ago and have come to see us again, or people who've always wanted to see Diamond Head but never, we maybe never played in their city or town. And a lot of them are very grateful. They seem to come back and say, thank you for playing in Rock Island or wherever we're playing. So that's nice. And then you also get like a younger kind of crowd who often get into the band through the Metallica connection, and that's good as well. That's just another way of reaching, a fan base. So,
Right.
yeah, it's good. It's all good.
You brought up the Metallica connection, and a lot of people always go back to, of course, the standard "Am I Evil?" And I was always curious about that song and thought if I had the opportunity to ask you, that I would ask you if there was anything there. In that song, there's a sort of neoclassical influence in my mind, and the intro is strikingly similar to "Mars, the Bringer of War" from Holst's.
Yes.
And I'm curious, is there something to that?
No, that's where I got it from. That's a fantastic piece of classical music. So I always thought, it was exciting and it had something about it that I liked. So when we were writing "Am I Evil" back in 1979, I just had a brainwave one day and I just thought, I wonder if we could put this on the front of the song, because the song started with the main riff. And then everything else was added to it. The fast section, the solo, the end. They all came at different points over probably a 12-month period. And the intro, as I say, really is inspired by Mars, Bringer of War. So it's just a question of, I just thought that would fit lovely onto the start. There's a couple of pieces of classical music that I really like that I think about them and I try and work them into songs occasionally, but they don't always come to fruition. But that one, of course, did, and everybody knows it, and it's become our biggest song and the one you have to play live.
Right. Are you playing a lot of the newer material, or are you kind of all over throughout your discography?
A little bit of both. We're doing 4 songs from the new album at the moment in the set, and we've done 8 since we first started. We keep, mixing them up, changing and bring this one in, take that one out. But of course, we still do the classic songs from the early days, from Light into the Nations, Borrowed Time, and Canterbury. We've got 1 or 2 songs off Death and Progress in the set as well.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of mixture. It probably leans heavily on the first album, though, the debut album. Everybody seems to regard that as, the starting point for
right.
a listener.
Well, and you should you should be familiar with that material by now, I would think.
Just a bit.
So you guys have a lot of shows coming up still on your American dates. In fact, you're doing a show tonight.
Yes, we're in Chicago tonight at Reggie's.
And then you're doing, let's see, Nelson Sports Bar on the 21st, and then the Forge, that's a great venue in Illinois, on the 22nd. And after that, you're going to be doing, let's see, the Southgate House Revival, and then Rocklahoma.
Yeah.
How are you liking the U.S. festivals?
Well, this is the first outdoor festival we've ever done in the U.S., so I'm presuming it's going to be great. It's certainly a very strong bill, so it's going to be great. We're all excited about doing Rocklahoma. The lineup's fantastic. So this will be a first for us, even after all these years. We're still doing firsts. We've played, big festivals across Europe before now, but nothing in the States.
Right. Each
time we come to the States, we seem to do, like a tour like we're doing now. But we haven't been able to get on a festival before, and this is something we're looking forward to. Is
there anything that I didn't touch on today that you would like to tell the listening audience?
I don't know, just come and check the band out, have a listen to the new album. It's probably on various social media sites for people to, listen to or buy. So if you haven't heard it yet, have a listen. I can't think of anything else. Well, as I say, we're going back to the States in August and September, so look out for the info on the website and Facebook.
Absolutely. Hopefully you'll be at the Aftershock Festival. We'll be there, and hopefully we'll see you on that bill, and I'll get the opportunity to see you then.
Okay, excellent.
Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I really appreciate it, and it has been an honor, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, great. Nice to talk to you.
All right. Have a great day, and have a great tour, sir.
Thank you very much.